Hey man, this is kind of weird. Usually you don't want to see me till after the game. What's up?
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to give you this.
Oh yeah? Nice. What a... Oh, God, did you in this bag?
Oh, don't be gross. I asked Larry to poop in the bag. It was incredible.
Seriously?
Yeah, he can poop on cue. It's nuts.
Why did you give me this?
Oh, yeah, right. Read what it says on the front.
Food Lion?
The other thing.
Worst team in the NHL award.
Yeah.
It is October 19th.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Let's see how you feel after the game.
Okay.
3 hours later.
Not even the Ducks?
Not even the Ducks. Low-quality fans of a high-quality Bruins team. That is a dub. Yeah. What's up, guys? It is 2 in the morning. I have been up for 22 hours. I worked 16 of them. And I feel great. If you see my eyes come in and out of focus, it's because they're doing that right now. And don't worry, I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to work tomorrow. I want to cry a little bit. It's okay. So, here's the thing. This is a great game. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. This is a great game. We dominated for the most part in a game against a team where I really felt like we should have. Because the Sharks on paper are one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Not the worst team, but one of the worst teams. They're not good. They are one of 2 winless teams left. Wait, Kraken won tonight. They are the last winless team left in the league, which was to be expected. And it's too early to say this, but they should not be competitive this year, and I don't think it's too early to say that. They are not expected to be able to defend well. They're not expected to get good goaltending. They're not expected to be able to score well. That's all of it. That's the whole game. They're not expected to play hockey well. And they didn't. They genuinely didn't. There were pockets, but the large majority of their shots, if you look at the box score, were from the point or just outside the circles. Chuck it on net and hope. And that's how they're going to have to play to steal some wins. I was really surprised by a couple choices they made during this game. One in particular that we're going to talk about. But that's all my notes for the Sharks team. It's not enough there at all, talent-wise or anything. There's just not enough there. They are starting a rebuild. On our end, we are changing up the lines. We have a DeBrusk, Zacha, Pasternak top line. DeBrusk moving back to his natural side. I thought he looked good. We have Marchand, Patra, Geeky second line. Not great. I thought Marchand looked really good. The other 2, I thought Geeky looked good too. Patra struggled. We'll talk about that. Van Riemsdyk, Coyle, Frederick, I thought was an awesome line. I thought they were really good. Lucic, Beecher, Lauko, their first game where I thought they weren't very effective. But if you're going to talk about your fourth line, you're going to have games like this. Even against lackluster competition, your fourth line can't always be great. And this was one of those games where they didn't have a lot to offer. It happens. I thought Beecher was the best of the 3 by far. Defensively, Grizz, Mack, Lindholm, Carlo, Forbort, Shattenkirk, no changes there. Olmark and net. Second line Patra is an important note. 19 years old, going to be in our top 6. Let's see how he can hack it. We're going to talk more about it, but it did not go super well. I am not panicking at all about that. There was a report that Monty this morning during the soft talk, I don't know, this might be a boring video because of it. I can't be screaming and shouting right now. Everyone's sleeping. Didn't want to stay up for the game because they're tired. Part-timers, man. Part-time. Anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, Monty was unhappy with the morning skate and apparently yelled at the boys a little bit. He was a little pissed. Didn't like the effort that he was getting. Had some unkind words for the players. So that was the way it was reported. Had some unkind words for the players. I think he's sick. I think Monty's sick of hearing all that crap about how he doesn't coach from last year. I'm joking. That has absolutely zero to do with this actual event. I think we've been sleepwalking a little bit through moments of the beginning of the season. I don't think that should surprise anybody, me saying that. And good. I'm glad Monty has moments where he kind of blows up on them and be like, what the fuck are we doing, boys? What is this? I mean, last year, you talk about a year where you get through the first 10 games and you're 9-1, or I'm pretty sure we're 9-1 at that point. Yeah, you just kind of take a step back and, well, we just kept winning. You ever have a job where you just kept getting the shit done? And as time went on, you just kind of did whatever you wanted because your stuff was always done. And your manager was always kind of like, man, can you do things by the book once in a while? And you're like, yeah, sure, I guess. And you never really did because everything was done. You got everything done. And they couldn't really say anything, but they didn't love it. That's kind of what some of last year probably was internally, where maybe the habits weren't always the best they could be. But we kept winning, so who fucking cares? Maybe that bit us in the ass. I don't know. Why am I talking about last year? Anyway, let's talk about this game. Puck drops! I almost went the whole first period without a note. I really did. Because we dominated the first in the sense that we controlled the puck way more. I don't think our scoring chances were that much better than theirs through the first 17 minutes or so. And there were no penalties. There were no big scrums. Both teams were just chucking it on the net. Once in a while, there was a little bit of a crowd as they tried to get the rebound. But nothing super high danger until late in the period. And with 2:42 left, Marchand looks like he has a perfect beeline to a breakaway. And Patra misses him by like 5 feet with the pass. Just completely misses him. It was kind of a moment of going, catching up. It's different. It's different skating with guys like Marchand and DeBrusque and the speed they're bringing than skating with Geeky and Frederick. Although, I guess he's skating with Geeky still. But keeping up with Marchand's not as easy as it looks. It also doesn't look easy. Won't matter. Marchand's going to get his. About $1.54 left in the period. It's a great entry by Geeky, and play continues with puck movement through the offensive zone. And when it looks like we're about to turn the puck over, the play is saved by Forbort making a pinch down the left wall. Yeah, Derek Forbort, that guy. He makes a great play to disrupt them clearing the puck. It ends up pushing the puck to the left point where Beecher is waiting. Beecher is going to collect and send it right back down the left wall to Marchand, who's right halfway down towards the left circle, right? The defense had already kind of split up and given some room. And Marchand just takes that space, walks right into the left circle, picks his spot, which is far corner, glove side, and it is a sniper Rooney, and jeez! It's flawless. Beats Kakkonen. I don't know how to say his name anymore. Jack was saying it a very different way. I've always called him Kakkonen or Kokkonen or so. I don't know. It's confusing me now. Either way, Beecher's first point in the NHL. Love to see it. And it's 1-0. And I hate to be that guy because I'm not predicting shutouts out here, but it almost felt like that was going to be enough. It just felt like the Sharks were so outmatched. Because again, although we weren't dominating the first, we certainly had the puck a hell of a lot more. It felt easier for us to strip the puck away for them. We felt more physical, bigger, faster. Yeah, we really felt a lot better. And then about 19 seconds later, or I should say exactly 19 seconds later, Coyle has the puck in the offensive zone, and he's just going to throw the puck on net. And Freddie and JVR jam at it. And it's right on Kakkonen's right pad. This was such an obvious spear to me. I did have someone tell me that it was a San Jose stick, and I haven't been able to see the angle that makes that make sense to me, but it looks like Freddie spears his leg into the net, allowing the puck to go in. JVR gets the last touch, so he gets credited with the goal. They don't challenge or anything. Ref runs over, goal, baby. And the Sharks don't challenge. And I know you'll make the jokes, right? Of, well, if you're trying to lose, you're certainly not going to challenge that. There's no one on that bench that's trying to lose. The GM, 100%. On the bench, no. I was shocked they didn't challenge that. It's 2-0. It's 20 seconds apart from the first goal. I know it's early in the game. But as the coach of the San Jose Sharks, in a 2-0 hole to the Boston Bruins, whether it be a weakened Boston Bruins or not from last year, you're still not sitting there going, oh, I still like our odds with the amount of time left. A 2-0 hole is massive. I would have challenged. It looked very challengeable to me, but they didn't. And it's 2-0, and we're going to play on. And that's the entire notes I have for the first period. That's it, the last 3 minutes of play. I honestly, we probably don't have a ton of notes for a lot of this game because not a lot of stoppages and kind of a consistent throw it on the net and pray from both teams at times. Second period starts, $1.25 in, Burrows for cross-checking. That was not cross-checking. I didn't like that call at all. And we have a fucking horrendous power play, which allows 2v1s against us. Luckily, we break each of them up. And then with 25 seconds left of the power play, DeBruska's going to go for hooking. And so it's 4v4 for 25 seconds, and then a 5v4 penalty kill, which we kill. 3:14 left in the period. We are jumping all the way to the last 4 minutes. Anyway, 3:14 left. A contested 2-on-1. Defender comes from behind and takes out Pasta, who's carrying the puck. And as Pasta's falling, his skate kicks the puck. And it slides past Kakkonen, who had already committed to the pass. And it just goes bloop right by him. Brutal. I don't think we needed luck to beat the Sharks, but it's extra funny when the universe does something like that. So it's 3-0, and the Sharks are just defeated. They're just like, what the fuck is this? They did push back, though. They really gave it their all. Good guys, those guys. I shouldn't be so disparaging towards them. They did play a heck of a game for pockets of it. They really did bring it to the Bruins. Third period starts. 58 seconds in. Coyle's going to go for tripping. And Beecher, with a great stick, pushes the puck away from the defender on the left point, allowing Marchand to spring into the neutral zone, grab the loose puck. It's exactly what you want when you're playing shell. And like you attack the point, poke, and it goes directly behind them, and then your other player just swoops through and grabs it, full breakaway, then Kakkonen stones him anyway. I think he was trying to go 5-hole here, never really got into anything. So, either way, we're going to kill that penalty. 8:47 left. It's a fast break from the Sharks, but the defense is all over them. We're draped over Duclair, who has the puck on the left side coming down, and then we're draped over Barabanov, who I forget which defenders were which on this. But we have everything covered. Duclair tries to force the pass to the slot anyway, because at this point, what do? And unluckily, and kind of as a metaphor for the beginning of Lindholm's season, it goes off Lindholm's skate and beats Ullmark 5-hole, ruining his shutout, because it's the only goal he would allow. And he was locked the fuck in this game. He wasn't asked to do a lot. There weren't a lot of big moments. But you stop what's in front of you. And boy, did he. And with 36 seconds left of the game, after icing, after icing, after icing, as we just took pot shots at the empty net down at the other end, and no one was even close. This was... What's a comparison that's not too insulting here to whoever I'm speaking about? Because they were missing the net by 10 feet every time. That was brutal. That was really brutal. Anyway, we're going to go on the penalty kill because Marchand, through frustration, goes for hooking during this whole charade of hockey. Anyway, we're going to kill it. Doesn't matter. It's a 3-1 win. By the way, for those of you who listen to the Short Shift podcast, words, Thomas got a perfect score again tonight. I don't know what the fuck's up with this guy. He's so good at this. I don't know. And that's your game. So game notes. Patra. I didn't mention him once through talking about the game because he didn't affect the game really at all. He had little moments that were okay. Like he would get in the zone and do his little turnaround and try to find someone. Really having a difficult time going tape to tape with anyone. Lost some battles against the boards. Won some battles too. So good and bad. But he struggled. He struggled in the role he was in. It's his first game in a top 6 role at 19 years old in his 3rd NHL game. I'm not worried. This does open a different conversation about Patra of how long do you keep him in a top 6 role to see if that works out. I would give him a couple games, especially on this West Coast trip. And then after that, back down to the third line, or if you think, because the third line looked really good with Coyle, I need energy before I say this. If you think signing Heinen and switching Geekie to the center position still creates a very effective third line, and Coyle goes back up to the second, then off Patra goes back to the OHL. That's a real conversation that they're having right now, is how much does our team take a step back if Patra isn't part of it? Or do they at all? I think they do. I think there's time to figure that out. I'm not at that point at all. But if he can't yet hack a top 6 role, which is very understandable, it's his first game, we're going to give him more attempts at that. But if he can't, and you put Coyle back up there, how much of a difference is it for the third line if Geekie is centering and you have Heinen on the wing? Because Coyle and Frederick looked great together, and Freddie's been looking really solid in general. Do you think Frederick can drive that line? Do you sign Heinen and have Frederick in the center and then Heinen, Geekie, and him? I mean, there's just conversations about that because they're trying to get Heinen signed, but they have to do something to allow that to happen. They have to open a roster spot. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I want to give a shout out also, game notes. Forbort and Shattenkirk had a really solid game. I think it's their best game so far this season, which we're 3 in, so not a lot of games, but I think we got to mention them. And then Carlo. Now, McAvoy was phenomenal. Really, across the board, defense was really good. McAvoy was his usual expected elite self. But I want to point out, Carlo's just been awesome. As a defensive defenseman, a shutdown guy, through 3 games, he has been absurdly good. And I just want to give him a little thumbs up. But that's all I got. Those are my game notes. I'm going to bed. Go Bees. Go Bees!